Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Nice cool day today. Summer's definitely on the way out. Fall is coming in. Still very green. It's warm, not hot, but it's still nice and warm. I see one or two leaves starting to change, but not much action on the colors front yet. But I wanted to do a video because I wanted to show you guys this. This is, look at the name. If you're Canadiana buff, you know what this is gonna be. This is the Grohmann #1, known to many of us as the Canadian belt knife. See that? This is the carbon steel. I don't quite remember what carbon steel it is. Boom. We're talking about a 4-inch blade, an inch top to bottom. It's a 1/8 inch piece of steel. I ordered this is the straight up original design. No bells and whistles, no special anything. The original grind, rosewood handle, and the original sheath. I ordered the original sheath because I'm a classicist, but I forgot to wear a belt today. Very narrow, and also hard to get this on and off without taking your belt on or off. So I don't know. Nylon wrist lanyard. Let's talk about the knife a little bit. Okay, there are two names associated with this knife, right? There's Grohmann and there's Russell. These two guys were partners sort of in the beginning of this knife story, and they essentially decided they wanted to build the quintessential Canadian outdoors knife. They tested designs with hunters and trappers sort of up in the north, and this is the knife that they ended up with. This is in many ways the Canadian version of like the Kephart of the Nessmuk to Americans, right? This is the quintessential traditional Canadian outdoors knife. It won a design award in 1958, but it's sort of, this is that's why we call it the Canadian belt knife. So let's say we test it, get it back home and on the log. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it's a lot hotter than it was this morning, so no. All right. Much better. By the way, before we go any further, I just want to say that if you're new around here and you want to see more really cool videos about bushcraft and camping and hiking and bushcraft tools and bushcraft cooking, subscribe and ring that little bell, okay? Thanks a lot. Let's get back to it. Oh man, it really is hot. Okay, first test, straight out of the box. Does it cut? And go. I would say yes. Does it pop the hairs? Am I getting close enough for this? Man, don't cut yourself. Yes, yes it does. See that right there? That might not show up as well on me as it does on people with darker hair. I'm a bit of a ginger, so. Okay, so we're gonna do like chopping, carving, feather sticks, spark, batoning. I think it's a good 5. All right, let's do it. evaluating a tool like a knife or an axe, there's all the ways in which it performs, but then there's the intangibles. Does it give you the fizz? Does the tool have an iconic nature that excites you to handle? And the intangibles on this knife, I think, are pretty high. It's an iconic knife. It looks really weird. It looks bizarre, but it's good in the hand. It feels nice. The wood, it's not super smooth. There's a bit of grip to it. I think it looks crazy, but kind of cool crazy. Oh man. It's a nice sharp spine. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get a spark off it at all, but I sure could. One thing I forgot to mention is that the jimping is really nice. It's way nicer than on the cold steel version of this knife that I have already reviewed. Look, a fit and finish, it's very good for the price. You know, it's a very nice transition here. You can't really feel the metal come out of the wood, which is nice. The jimping is not perfectly even. I don't know if you can even see that though, right? The jimping's not perfectly even, but who cares? This knife is under 150 bucks shipped. So, you know, I don't know what you really expect. Carbon steel. So I'm definitely gonna have to go in, wash it down, get all the schmutz off, and then oil it. But yeah, very cool. So let's see how it held up to all the abuse. So better than I thought it would. Maybe not. Might need a little bit of a honing. So right there, it's getting a little. Hold on, let me try that again. Yeah, it catches right there. So I'm gonna go and see if a stropping job will do it, or if I have to do a full-on hone or sharpen. But that's actually better than I thought it would be for a knife this price. Now, as for the sheath, this does in fact fit on a standard, like an 1.5-inch belt. Doesn't really go with my rigger's belt, but you know, that's okay. At least I know that I can fit it onto a belt. The sheath is nice, it's thick leather. And look, it's machine stitched and riveted, but as I said, this knife is dead affordable. Would I go for this classic sheath next time? Maybe not, but as I said, I ordered it because I wanted the original, the one that started it all, because I'm old-fashioned that way, I guess. So yeah, I think that's it. I gotta go take a shower. That's better, all nice and showered. Okay, so final thoughts. In terms of its performance, chopping was pretty good for a knife that's not very heavy. Good at slicing. Did really well for batoning. Feather sticking, I think the geometry on the bevel is just a little off. I think that I could fix that with a sharpening stone. When I did the feather sticking again, because it was a much narrower piece, it worked much better, but you know, it feather sticks in one context is not good enough. Aside from that though, I found that the performance was adequate. It was very good at sparks. No regrets. Why should you pick this one over the cold steel? There's no reason to. There's no reason to at all in terms of performance, in terms of feel, really, because they're almost identical. One plus for the Grohmann is that it's a full tang knife instead of a rat tang. If you like a wooden handle, the Grohmann is definitely nicer, especially because the plastic on the cold steel, it's not a very high-end plastic. But there's a massive price difference between the knives. What I would suggest if you're interested in this design is do what I did. Get the cold steel first to see if you like the ergos, and if you do, then if you feel like it, bump up to this. So yeah, that's really all my thoughts. Yeah, cool knife. So that's all she wrote. Thanks for hanging out with me for the initial first review of this knife. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, please do the following 3 things. 1, comment down below. What are your thoughts on a weird-ass looking knife like this? You want to buy one? Did my review help you decide yay or nay? Worth the price? Next, please share this video. That helps me more than you could possibly imagine. And 3rd, leave me a smiley thumb. You don't like what I'm doing? That's all right. Leave me a friendly thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.